What's up guys? Welcome back to another video. I know, Hannah, where have you been? So my husband and I are in the process of starting to build the other house on our property. That's why I haven't had a lot of time to film. We've been doing a lot of site prep and things like that, and just taking entire days out of working on that to film recipe videos is kind of difficult at this point. So if you guys miss me, I am still gonna be posting a ton of recipes on my blog and on my Instagram, so make sure to follow me on there. I post probably 2 to 3 new recipes every single week on my blog, and then we send out an email letting everyone know the updated stuff that we have on there. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, make sure to do that and sign up for the free email alerts on our blog as well down below. Also, since me and my husband are now doing this huge project of building our dream house off-grid out in the desert, I decided to revive our old vlog channel. So if you guys have been here from the beginning for, I think it was like 260 days, me and my husband, when we first got together and he moved to the United States, we vlogged every single day. And we really miss it, and it's just something that's a lot easier to do at this point with all of the projects and things going on our property. So I'm going to be posting on there 2 to 3 times per week. I already have 2 videos up on there for you guys to watch, and I'm just going to be posting a lot of stuff about zero waste, minimalism, still veganism kind of things, gardening, making your own like DIY cleaning products and like kombucha, and just living off-grid and living a zero waste, eco-friendly, ethical lifestyle. So if you haven't already, make sure to go subscribe to our vlog channel. It's called Unconventional Living, and I really am enjoying making the vlogs. It is like such a passion of mine to edit videos because it's more of like an artistic expression, if you've noticed that with like my high carb Hannah videos. But anyways, getting into the actual video today, I have 3 super easy vegan dinners for you guys that are great for weight loss. They are packed with veggies, very nutrient dense, very filling, and I hope you love them. As always, I will post all of the recipe links down in the description box for you guys with calories, macros, all that good stuff. So let's get into the recipes. The first thing we are going to be making today is these sweet potato tortillas. You can also make this as a sweet potato flatbread. I personally like it better as a flatbread, but I was filming this day and I just used corn flour, so they came out as tortillas. But all you're gonna do is take a warm sweet potato that you've baked in the oven and mash it as well as you can. We're going to be adding some yellow cornmeal to this to thicken it up so that we can roll it out. If you want to make flatbreads that are really soft, and you can use as a wrap or even like a tortilla, like a softer version, you can just use whole wheat flour and it's really, really good. Like really good, you guys. The cornmeal is a bit healthier and it does make something that's more resemblance of like a corn tortilla. So all we're gonna do is, once we get our corn flour in there, we're just going to roll this into a ball, and then we can spread it out on some parchment paper. You definitely want to be using some type of a non-stick paper or like a Silpat sheet, because I tried to do this on my countertop and it just stuck to everything and it sucked. We're just gonna put a little bit of the flour on top so that the roller doesn't stick to it, and then just roll it out as thin as we can. This is a tortilla press, or like tortilla shaper kind of thing. I forget what it's called. You don't have to use one of those. I used a bowl and it was just fine. The tortilla shaper cutout, what is it called? Cookie cutter that I have is huge. So it made huge tortillas. But basically, we want to just flip this over with the parchment paper still stuck to it onto a pan, and then you're gonna cook it over medium heat for about 6 to 7 minutes on each side until it starts to kind of harden and get cooked on the one side. And then we're just gonna flip it over, and basically you have these nice little tortillas. And it's really great because you can add things into this. You can add like jalapeno or spices or whatever you're kind of feeling, and make your own little tortillas or flatbreads. So with this, what I like to do is make my favorite black bean soup. All we're gonna be doing is adding some water into a pan, and then we're gonna add in some chopped bell pepper. We got some garlic in here, some onion, some celery, and carrots. and we're just gonna cook that and saute it until it becomes nice and fragrant. Usually that's about 5 to 7 minutes. You just want it to be steaming and make it so that the house smells good, and then add in the rest of your ingredients. So we just added in some spices, and then I have a cup of black beans here that I soaked, but in the description box for the recipe I actually said to use 3 cans of black beans. So we're just going to cook this for 25 minutes, and then once it's done, what I like to do is I take a little bit of miso to add flavor. Instead of adding like bouillon or vegetable broth, you can always add miso to stuff. People kind of think that it's just an Asian thing, but no, it makes everything taste really good. And then you can add some lime juice to this as well, and I like to just take my immersion blender and blend it up, but I also like to leave a little bit of chunks in it just to keep it more texture to it. So then we can just chop up our little tortillas that we made and put that on the side and serve it just like that. Next, we're going to be making some sesame noodles that are packed with vegetables and super filling. So we're just putting some water into a pan, bringing it to a boil, and then we're going to add in some pasta. You can use whatever kind of pasta you want for this, whole wheat pasta, chickpea pasta. Just follow the ingredients on the package of the pasta that you're using. Once your pasta is soft, you want to just take it out and put it in a colander and let it sit in the sink. Then we're just going to saute some garlic into our pan, and we have this little tahini mix going on here, which is just tahini that I blended together with a little bit of water to make our sesame dressing. We're going to add some sesame seeds to that, and then you can add whatever kind of vegetables you like to this. So I had a ton of stuff laying around. I added like carrots and cabbage and pea shoots and scallions and mushrooms and like everything, but just make it with whatever vegetables you like to make it with, and we're just going to cover that and let it cook until it starts to thicken a bit. And then all we're going to do is just add that cooked pasta that we drained back into it and add a little bit more flavors, just some sesame seeds. I like to put on top a little bit of chili flakes. You can use any kind of like Japanese spice or gochujang or any kind of stuff like that that you like to add into these kinds of things, and that's ready to go. The next recipe is the best tomato soup ever. It's packed full of veggies and it's super easy to make. We're just going to add in some garlic and some onions into our pot and put it over the saute function. And then we're just going to add in a can of diced tomatoes. I like to use the fire roasted tomatoes. We're going to add in some carrots and some zucchini. So I peeled these zucchini because I couldn't find any organic ones. So when I can't find organic stuff, I just like to peel the outside off. Add in some veggie broth, some Italian seasoning, a little bit of dried basil, and cayenne pepper if you want it a little spicy. And then we are just going to cook this for 15 minutes. So a lot of people have been telling me that they don't have a good enough blender to get really creamy cashew cream or cashew milk. So here's a really simple way. Instead of buying raw cashews, just buy cashew butter and then add it into a little bit of hot water and just whisk it together as good as you possibly can. I always am able to make like a cashew milk out of this. You just have to whisk it for quite a bit, or you could use like an immersion blender, or you could even put it in your blender. But it's just an easier way to make it. So once our soup is done, I like to just blend it until it's super creamy and the veggies are all blended together, and then add some extra basil to the top. So I typically eat this dish with just avocado toast because I really like it. But my husband likes to make these crazy paninis, so I'll just give you a little idea of what you could do if you want to have something more extravagant. So this is like a pesto that I made by just blending up some basil, some pine nuts, and some walnuts. I added some tofu on there and some chow cheese, and just put that on the panini press and let it grill, and it made this really delicious panini that we're able to eat with our tomato soup. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am still going to be posting on this channel. Like I said, it's just not going to be as consistent and as often. So if you do miss me and you want tons of free recipes, go check out my blog and my Instagram, like I said, and also subscribe to our vlog channel because they're pretty awesome and you might learn something new. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.